Yo, all right. Welcome everybody to EC and AP Exams Live. It's Wednesday night. It's 7 o'clock Eastern Time. And parents everywhere, we are going live. It is the last week of September, which is absolutely insane how fast the summer went by. And yes, even in my 15th year in education, I'm still disappointed to see the summer go by so quickly. And yeah, but the school year started. We're actually in week 2 at my school. I know there's some of our fellow students down south, down and out west that have been in school for a month almost. And we are rocking and rolling with APs. And it's an interesting time period because really you don't get into the thick of the year until around October, November, when everyone settles in, the honeymoon period's over, you've known the expectations. But if you are joining us live or you're watching the replay for the first time, my name is Dr. Joseph Besham. This is my Facebook group, AC and AP Exams, formerly Athletes in AP History. We've expanded to support all APs, and I'm very passionate about helping high school students ace their AP exams so that they can earn college credit, get into the universities of the dream. And universities of their dream, we are on a personal mission to help over 1,000 students this year ace their AP exams. And when we say ace AP exams, we mean 4s and 5s. Top scorers in the nation usually reserved for about 30% of the population of students that take AP exams. So we want to break that number down. About 30% of high school students take AP courses and exams. And of that 30%, 30% earn 4s and 5s. Last year, over 70% of our students inside of our private coaching programs earned 4 and 5. So we beat the national average by over 100%, which was amazing. And we got some amazing results. And we're going to be launching some more testimonials coming up as well. I just interviewed a student from my first year of the iteration of this program. Her name's Avery. That testimonial will be dropping hopefully Saturday. She's at the University of Michigan, and her scores on her AP exams helped her get into the University of Michigan and save her time and money on her college nursing program that she's going to be able to use for elective credits. So, why we are so passionate about APs is because AP is still, I don't want to say the golden standard because I do love IB courses as well. I know dual enrollment's out there. I know CLEP is out there. There are other types of exams that students can take, but AP is still that closest thing we have to a national curriculum. And that's important because it is still accepted at over 2,000 colleges and universities. And because it's a standardized test, because it's a standardized curriculum, it is more accepted than ever at these colleges and universities. And so a lot of students will take AP exams, over 4 million this year. And we want to help as many kids as possible do that. Now, these are college level courses. They're supposed to be hard. These are college level exams. They're supposed to be hard. But there are tips and tricks, and we want to talk tonight about how to help your student win the year before it even starts. So if you're watching, I know we got a couple people joining us live. If you're watching from wherever you are, if you want to help your student win this year, if you have an AP student, type win in the comments. Do me a favor, type win if you're ready to help your student win this year, so we can actually talk about what that will take to do so, because it is more than just memorizing facts. It's more than just being a bookworm and really hitting it one way or the other. It is really about skilling up for your AP courses and exams. So if you're watching and you want to help your student win, type win in the comments so we know, and we'll actually send you a guide after this live stream. So we're going to talk tonight about some actionable strategies, some up-to-date information and changes to AP, and then some accesses to resources. So we're going into the year. If your student starts to struggle, because we're starting to see that right now, some of our kids are overwhelmed by the volume of work, by the time management, those pieces. We have skills, we have resources for those, but we want you to be prepared as parents so that if the slide does happen, or if you are struggling, we can support you. Okay, so first off, we want to go into the changes for the courses and talk about the overview of the AP landscape. So AP, for our first generation Americans, for our immigrant families, AP stands for advanced placement. Okay, it continues to offer a range of college level courses and exams for high school students. So they're supposed to be challenging. It includes a broad array of subjects, covering core assets such as AP English, AP Composition, Calculus, history, and then some specialized fields like computer science, environmental science, art history. The curriculum updates we want to make you aware of is if you took APs previously, or if you had students take AP exams a couple years ago, they are constantly revising. They are constantly throwing new things in there. For example, the decision this year was made that 28 AP exams minus the language exams, not AP language, English language, AP like Spanish, are all going digital. So all the 28 exams minus the language courses are going digital. And those exams are typically administered in May. And it's a cumulative exam, which is very, very important. So I get some water here. Very, very important to note, because your students probably have never had a cumulative exam. Unless they're taking some kind of state standardized test assessment, they don't necessarily have an end of course or end of grade exams. There are a lot of states in the South that do it, but those exams are not as rigorous as the AP. So cumulative exams do trip up some kids as well. And those exams are administered in May. So kids are preparing all year for them. They're going through a volume load of content, and they are scored on a scale of 1 to 5. Okay, 1 to 5. A 3 is passing. 3 is passing, and the higher scores generally are considered passing and potentially can earn college credit. Now, there is a program called the AP Capstone program, and that comprises of AP Seminar and AP Research. A little bit separate. They're usually kind of marketed as English courses, but it's a cool program. It does help kids get into understanding how to do college level research. It is currently sometimes not given. That doesn't make sense. Not a lot of colleges give credit for it, but they do recognize it as something rigorous, and they do like seeing that. So don't just make the decision because of college credits, okay? If your child has access to AP Classroom, if they don't have access to AP Classroom, make sure they get it, because the whole platform is now designed to help them prepare for the AP exams in terms of what the formatting and the practice questions will look like. It does not necessarily mean a substitute for good prep on your own, but it does help them prepare for what the AP exams will look like. And College Board continues to put out detailed course descriptions and sample questions. So everything on College Board is free. Course at a glance is free. The course exam description is free. All that stuff is available to you. There are sample questions. We do curate it differently here, and we put some coaching behind it. But if you are in need and you need help navigating that, reach out to us. We can help you. Okay. There is an ongoing focus on increasing availability and access to AP courses for a diverse group of students, making sure that all schools can have access to it. So some of the relevant changes for 24-25, there are some things going on in certain subjects. For AP Bio, we talked about previously. I think in a previous live stream went into details. There are some changes on AP Government. And like I said before, the digital exams and new exam formats. So one of the biggest changes this year is going to be AP Psychology, going from away from much more content knowledge into more clinical focused and research-based focus of demonstration of skills on those exams. The biggest thing I can tell you is that more and more AP exams are moving away from just content knowledge. The AP history exams have long abandoned content knowledge and are going skill knowledge, and other AP exams are going the same way. So they're demonstrating skills, your critical thinking skills, your writing skills, on how you answer questions. So some new initiatives that College Board is looking at, or strategies, is that they include improvements on free resources, that AP Classroom, like we talked about, is accessible to you. It's more valuable for supporting students. They're designed to help parents and students both better understand and leverage the available tools to maximize AP exam prep. But again, it's all free and it's not necessarily organized. We do some of that on our end to help kids as well. In most recent AP exams, success rate for earning a score of 5 varies significantly by subject. So it's usually between 10 to 30%. Usually it's in the lower part of that as well. So the AP Physics still tends to be one of the hardest ones to pass. Some are are well below the 10% mark or 15% mark for 5s, but 4s can be useful too. That's what we consider AC. So the 6 steps I say to winning before the year starts are as follows. One is building a strong foundation early, mastering the schedule. So we want to make sure that we know the expectations going into the year. That's why all of our AP courses that we have in our private coaching classes are starting with understanding the exam course and exam format. Mastering the schedule means making sure we leverage the time and the content schedule so that we do get done with on our end, knowing everything in that time, getting the right resources in place. So using, not just relying on the school, not just AP Classroom, but what other supplemental resources can we get that will help my students succeed? Highly recommend getting Princeton Review and a couple other review books to go alongside the course right now. Making sure we set up support, time management, and accountability. That is very, very important, and fostering a positive mindset and resilience. So even though summer is over, we want to make sure that foundation doesn't exist. We want students to set goals early. What are achievable goals? So everyone wants to get a 5, but how are we going to get there? And we have a goal setting freebie we can give you out. So if you want our AP goal setter, type goal in the comments and we'll send it to you when this live stream is over. A little guide on how to help students outline their objectives and strategies. Helps them for organizing their goals, but also can serve as a way to engage your student in those conversations, your child, and making sure that they have. So type goal in the comments and we'll get that to you. And we want students to have a balanced schedule and practice and prepare for the crunch time, because it's going to get harder. So I want to make sure you guys get the right books, the right resources, and have some accountability built in. So this will all come throughout the year that we'll talk about, but we want to make sure that students know these things before they go. So I've created a guide that goes through this in detail, and I wanted to jump on tonight to just share it with you, to share what these strategies will be, but it will be our free giveaway. So things to think about going into this year, if the year started or if you're about to start the year, on how you can help your student win this year. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight, and we'll see you next time.